Hey everybody, it's Kevra. That's me, I'm Kevra. Have you ever been on the internet? Yeah, I wouldn't recommend it, it's a pretty terrible place. But since we're already here... Now there's a lot of you out there that are calm, rational adults and can handle a conversation. I mean, not on the internet, but they exist somewhere out there in the real world. I am sure of it. Please, for the love of God, let that be true. Now, I have to admit that one of the reasons I love YouTube is the fact that the comment section here is probably one of the most civil places on the internet. The same cannot be said for Facebook, Twitter, and Reddit. People really want to seem to kill each other there. Figuratively. And also literally. So why do we bother going to all these toxic groups? Because we love something, and in this specific case, it's a love for video games, or maybe a specific franchise. You find people with common interest, and you can share your love for that thing. And hey, if you love something that the other person dislikes, or if they dislike something that you love, you can still have a calm, rational conversation and be like, I see it from your side, it's just not my opinion. Hi, again, welcome to an adult conversation that most adults don't seem to want to take part in. Then there's the people who literally ruin it for everybody else. Shout out to you, Greg. Way to be an asshole today, buddy. And I'm specifically talking about the two extremes on each side. You got the Nintendo fanboys who absolutely cannot handle any criticism about Nintendo because they love Nintendo and how dare you. Then on the opposite side, you have who I'm hoping they are still fans, because if they're not, it really just means that they are people who are so miserable in their lives, they join groups of things that they hate just to talk about how much they hate them. And that's sad. I don't know how close you live by, but I got a therapist I can recommend. She's great. I go to her all the time. She helps me with my issues, and you seem to also have issues. So she could help with that. Now, this of course does not just apply to Nintendo fans and Nintendo fan groups. Pretty much the entire internet is this way with any fandom. In fact, right next to the Nintendo groups, there's a special little corner of hell for the Xbox and PlayStation fans. In some ways, they are the exact same, and in other ways, they are very different, especially when it comes to the console war stuff, but that's a different conversation for a different day. Because today, we are focused on the two extremes when it comes to opposite ends of the fandom. So as someone who is, rational, I've gotten, I don't want to say attacked by both of these types of people, but I've definitely had some run-ins with them, and they're not pleasant, because I apparently have said some very triggering things to these people. Things like, Super Mario 3D All-Star should have been remakes instead of remasters. I mean, Galaxy was fine, but 64 definitely needed a remake. Those graphics are terrible. Gameplay-wise, it's still good, but Sunshine. Ooh, Sunshine. And of course, when I say something like that, I'll get a response like, just be happy with what you got. You take whatever Nintendo gives you. You be happy about it. I even got that exact same comment from someone whenever I had the audacity to say that Mario Party Superstars needs DLC a month before it even came out. And yet here I am 8 months later saying the exact same thing. Where is the DLC? For the love of God, give it to me. I may have recorded this video nearly 3 years ago and am just now getting around to editing it and posting it. But sometimes I start things and then it takes me a while to finish. Ask my fans of how to adapt The Legend of Zelda. Ask them how that's going. Now, on the one hand, I get it. They're sitting over there, super excited about something that's about to come out, and I'm over here being a Debbie Downer, hypercritical, whatever you want to call it, because I'm kind of upset with the approach that they took and think they made a bad call. And to be fair, I'm a little conflicted, because on the one hand, you should let people enjoy things. Like, yeah, maybe I'm upset about something and all my ranting and raving about it is killing your good vibes. But on the flip side, you can't expect someone to not rant and rave when they're upset about something. Like, just keeping all your thoughts and opinions to yourself because you're afraid it might ruin someone else's day, that's unhealthy. Like, you absolutely have to be able to express yourself. Express yourself! Bum ba dum bum bum ba dum. Ba-da-da-dum-dum. Express yourself! I'm expressive with my full capability. Y'all want me to stop rapping? Don't you? Okay. However, that's where I think the heart of the topic lies, is it's really about how you express yourself. Not the fact that you are expressing yourself, but how you go about it. Like, if we look at the other end of the spectrum, which I would argue is the far worse end of the spectrum, We've got the people who express themselves in a way where they act like Nintendo personally picked up their newborn baby, put it in a blender, and then turned that blender on. Like, these people aren't there to make some sort of logical argument. They aren't there to express themselves in healthy ways. They are there with hatred just pulsing through their veins, and if you don't have that exact same hatred pulsing through your veins, that's because you are stupid. You cannot see the light. The truth that is Nintendo is the most soulless, evil, greedy corporation that has ever existed, and you support them, you evil, soulless, bootlicking mother. The weird part is, I'm not even exaggerating this time. Like, sometimes I'll play things up or embellish a little bit for a laugh, but this isn't one of those cases. Facebook groups are weird. I find the other extreme annoying, but I at least understand where they're coming from. Like, the fact that they are in a Nintendo group absolutely makes sense. They love Nintendo, maybe a little bit too much, but they absolutely love Nintendo. So them being there is very logical. Someone who talks about how evil Nintendo is and how they boycotted them a long time ago and how terrible their systems are, it's like, why are you here? And the thing is, it's not limited to just pages dedicated to the console or the company. It goes as deep as video games themselves. You know, there's a ton of different Facebook groups dedicated to The Legend of Zelda. So it always kind of puzzles me whenever I see someone who likes Zelda games but hates Breath of the Wild be in a Breath of the Wild group. Like, as a big Legend of Zelda fan, I like a majority of them, but there are a couple that I don't actually like, and I can't imagine joining a group specifically dedicated to the game that I do not like. Are you okay? Now you're probably wondering where this video is going. Am I just a madman ranting and raving about people ranting and raving? Yeah. I guess I just wish that the fandoms were a little bit less toxic. I know that's asking a lot because it's the internet and it's not just the fandoms that are toxic. People literally go to war over the fact that there's pineapple on a pizza. Like, if you like it, put the pineapple on your pizza. If you don't like it, don't put it on your pizza. Like, it's that simple. I don't know why there's an argument about this all the time. If you guys are splitting a pizza, only put it on half. Like, how many scenarios can there be where you guys are literally like, oh my gosh, pineapple on a pizza. This has to be a serious conversation because we're ordering all this pizza. But I just feel like there shouldn't be so much hate in a fandom group because we're all there for the same reason. We share a common interest. There's a bond there. We don't have to see eye to eye on everything, but I feel like we should at least feel some sort of camaraderie. That's why I don't understand the console wars either, because like we all like video games, whether you like Xbox more or PlayStation more or Nintendo more or playing on PC, we all still love the same thing, which is video games. And once again, I'm not saying that you can't have disagreements with these people. I literally disagree with people all the time. And while I will even admit that sometimes I am very hard-headed when it comes to my opinion, for the most part, I try to treat people with respect. And I feel like the people who fall under the more extreme categories usually fail in doing that. It's almost as if they're incapable of having a conversation. Maybe it's because they have a lack of social skills. Or maybe it's just a weird form of tribalism where these people are so miserable that they see these other miserable people having opinions that they form their opinions based on the internet's misery. I honestly don't know, but whenever you find someone you can disagree with but still have civil conversation with, I always find it to be a breath of fresh air. And I probably sound like a crazy person, but whenever I have those long disagreements with someone and no one's been name calling the other person, I always feel the need to point out, hey, look at us disagreeing and keeping it civil. So if you're one of those people out there who can keep calm during a disagreement, if you're one of those people out there who's just trying to tear someone down because how dare they disagree with you, then I just wanted to say, you make the world a better place. And if you're not one of those people, there's no shame in therapy. Like, I know I'm making a lot of jokes about it, but I myself go see a psychologist. I mean, mine's more anxiety-based. I don't really have rage issues. Did someone tell you that I have rage? Who told you that I have rage? Who fucking told you? Who fucking told you? Now, just a heads up, one of the reasons I wanted to make this video is because I am going to be doing a lot of videos that kind of cross over with this topic. Because after seeing this behavior so much over the years, there's a lot of things that I see repeated over and over again that just kind of drive me crazy, and this is the perfect outlet to talk about them. And a lot of these videos are gonna have me being sarcastic and kind of making fun of what was said. But I really don't have any ill will towards these people. I'm not trying to be mean. It's more or less that I have opinions on their opinions, and I'm just sarcastic by nature. But I'll even agree that the people who say things that drive me nuts, like the Nintendo is a greedy company, have merits to what they say. So hopefully in these future videos, I don't come off as an asshole, I don't come off as someone who's just being a Nintendo fanboy. And while I know people will say that regardless just simply because they don't like my take on something, I hope they don't say it because they felt personally attacked. Because in all honesty, it's not really about you. It's about the comment, thought, or idea. It's just like I tell my friends all the time. Or at least my pretend friends. I'll tell someone they're acting like an asshole and they'll be like, "You just called me an asshole?" And I have to say, "No, I said you're acting like an asshole. I didn't say you are an asshole. You can act like an asshole and not be an asshole. Those are two different things. Unless you are an asshole. Because if you are an asshole, then you're probably acting like an asshole because you're an asshole." You know, part of the reason why I love doing YouTube videos is because you can hear my voice. You can see my facial expressions. You can get across my actual tone. And yeah, I'm snarky sometimes. I'm sarcastic. I may poke fun and tease a little bit, but yeah, it's all in good fun. It always feels like it's more like I'm teasing a friend as opposed to being a giant asshole. But I don't know, maybe you guys disagree. Maybe you're like, nah, he's a giant asshole. But anyway, let me know in the comments down below. Am I a giant asshole? Oh, and if you haven't subscribed yet, please. I am so close to 1,000 subscribers. Please, please, please. I'll love you forever. And until next time, I'll catch you later.